Hey, everybody. Welcome to Collaboration Creative Convention's one-on-one interview with Mr. Michael Emery. So, Michael, how are you today, buddy?
Good, guys. How you doing? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, we're glad you could be here. It's kind of cool. I do a lot of these interviews, and this is the first time I've actually got to interview one of my best friends. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, dude, no, it's an honor, and I really appreciate you having me on. And yeah, it's great talking to you. It's like talking to a brother. So I appreciate your time and everything. I know you're a busy guy too.
Well, like I said, we talk all the time and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that when you were invited to do this, you wouldn't be like, oh, wow, got to talk to him even more. But
Shawn again. No, I'm just teasing.
well, first off, man, I want to congratulate you on your appearance on Station 19 on ABC. Phenomenal job, brother. Phenomenal.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about filming those scenes and
Yeah, dude. So yeah, I'm on the East Coast here. I'm in New York, New Jersey area, and they shoot out west. So I flew over there, and yeah, it was a great character. I mean, I usually play people that aren't so nice and jovial, and but yeah, it was good to dive into something. It was cool for me because I've never played a father before, and I've always wanted to play a dad. I mean, I don't have kids of my own, but it was nice to actually, play a father and a husband and someone who, he wasn't a great guy, but he still had a wife and kid. And it was nice to play something a little more mature than I usually play. So even though he wasn't a great guy, he had that responsibility of two other lives. That he had to deal with, but it was a pleasure. It was great, amazing, one of the best crews I've ever worked with. And the director, Peter Page, was a fantastic director. I mean, he was a whiz. I mean, he was an actor's director, which I appreciate. So he would give me notes or anyone else notes, and it would be like coming from an actor that was in the scene with you. So it was really cool to have that nice little transition there.
awesome. Now, tell everybody a little bit how you got into acting, because I know that you're actually a trained actor. I know that you studied at NYU. So, what else did you do, getting into the acting field?
Yeah. So I never really thought about acting until I was like, I don't know, 19 years old. I was an athlete my whole life. I played football in high school and in college. And I think when I was about 19 years old, I saw something in Backstage magazine for this audition for this student film at NYU. And I was like, yeah, let me try it out. So I just took the train to NYU and I auditioned for it. And yeah, I got the part, and it was scary. It was terrifying to be in front of a camera at first. I didn't know what I was doing, if I was doing the right thing. I don't even know what I said. I think I was speaking English. I'm not sure. It might have been Chinese or something. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and I got to do that and got a lot of experience. So I did about 19 or 20 student films at NYU, and then fell in love with it. Then I started taking one-on-one coaching classes with different teachers in New York. And then I went to audition for the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Manhattan, which is like a really prestigious, beautiful school with incredible talent and teachers there. So I got into that school and went there for about a year and a half, and then yeah, and then just started auditioning and got into the soaps, and that's all she wrote from there. I just kind of went off from there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of soap opera work, I know you actually worked on Guiding Light, All My Children, and One Life to Live. And a lot of people that I've ever known that's worked on soap operas say that that's one of the roughest gigs, because I guess the production moves so quickly. They have, there's always several scenes with several actors filming just across, the
Yeah.
studio at one time. What was your experience like working on those shows?
Oh, it was probably one of the best. It was so much fun. It's a three camera show, so they move really fast, man. I mean, they do blocking and then you're ready to go. You just do like one rehearsal take of blocking and then you go and do it. So yeah, they shoot like 8 episodes a week for those shows, which is unbelievable. So Yeah, I was on All My Children. I did about 14 episodes of that. And I did it. I was just bouncing around those soap operas. I mean, they were just a great teaching experience, how to get comfortable in front of a camera, because they move so fast. So the kind of the high level stress is there, but then you just kind of get used to it and just flow into the next one to the next one. So, but I made some great friends on those shows. The casting director for All My Children, Bob Lambert, is one of my friends still today. I've known him for about 13 years now, so he's an incredible guy. So yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah,
my
well, that's
first
pretty
step
awesome.
into like professional acting.
Yeah, well, and it's actually a stepping stone for a lot of new actors. There's a
Mhm.
lot of people that you see A-list Hollywood actors today that all got to start on soap
Yeah,
operas. And surprisingly enough, there's a lot of them that actually get a start in the horror field.
yeah.
I could give you a whole list of people that started out in
Huge.
movies such as like Friday the 13th, and things like that. And interestingly enough, you actually worked with Kane Hodder, who was Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th, part 7, 8, 9, and Jason X,
Yeah,
in Room 9. So tell us all a little bit about that.
that was a great experience. One of my best friends directed it, Tom Walton. That was his first film he actually directed, and we shot that in New Jersey, up in the Princeton area in New Jersey. And yeah, I mean that was a really fun project. I got to drive an old beat up truck and wear a leather jacket and kind of be a badass. It was fun, man. It was fun. No one's gonna tell you this, but I couldn't even drive that car. It kept stalling on me because it was so old. And like there was a trick to like turn on the truck, dude. Like I must have given them like headaches because every time they'd yell action, it would take me 5 minutes to start the truck. I didn't know how to do it. So they'd had like a Teamster had to run in, turn the truck on. He hopped out of the car. I hopped in, and then I had to drive it. So yeah, but that was my first night too. So I was like, oh my God, they're gonna fire me. But thank God Tom was my friend, so he kept me on. But oh yeah, that film had some great people. Scout Taylor Compton, she was on there. Brian
Michael
Wilson,
Berryman.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Tony Devon, who's great. So they had a lot of good people on that project. And yeah, it was great. I mean, it's Lionsgate picked it up, and it was in had a nice little outgoing for DVD and VOD and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's one of I think probably one of my favorite things is one of your friends to watch is because I always get a kick out of like taking the
Yeah.
screen capture, the one of where you have blood shooting out of your head, and uh,
Yeah,
that
on a
was probably
table.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
ones to send to you. So
So one quick story about that too is like the scene where you're talking about. So I had to pee really bad. I mean, it was like, dude, I was on that table for like 5.5 hours. Like it was just a wooden 2x4, and I was just strapped to it. Like, and Tom is the one that director is the one that tied me up, and he did it so tight because he knows I'm like a crazy method guy, and he knows that I like things to feel real. So he just kept pulling it tighter around my legs and my feet and my arms. So everything was bound. And I was like, yo, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, no, I can't. So we did like 15, 20 takes of me just screaming. And it was cold. I was in a t-shirt and jeans in like, I forget, it was like October or something in New Jersey, which is fall, but it's still cold. Uh, and if he finally let me out like 5 minutes, like not 5 minutes, but like in I don't know 5 hours later, and yeah, but it was pretty brutal, but it was fun though. I got the shot and looked good, so can't complain
yeah,
too much.
well, you actually you mentioned Scout, and I know that you
Oh,
and
she's
her
the worst. I
collaborated.
can't stand her. Oh, she's awful.
Oh, how funny. Well, I have to say, I know that's a lie because you worked on it like 5 films with Scout.
Seven,
And,
I think. Yeah, yeah, a
yeah,
lot.
something like that. I know
Yeah.
you guys collaborate a lot and are attached to a lot of the same projects. Um, the most recent one, which is actually out in theaters right now, and it's also available for download on all streaming networks just about, is An Intrusion. And I think you've got a New York premiere of that coming up in January, if I'm not mistaken.
Ish.
Uh,
Yeah, we're still waiting on the dates for that, but yeah, fingers crossed January. Yeah, fingers crossed. It looks
yeah,
good.
yeah. Well, it's an excellent movie. If anybody out there watching hasn't seen it yet, you really need to catch it. It's an excellent movie. and it was directed by Nicholas Holland. So tell us a little bit about working on that film.
Oof, where do I start? Man, that script was like poetry, man. I mean, it was an unbelievable script, first and foremost, written by Nick. Sam Logan, one of my good friends too, produced it, and he acted in it as well. But yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, dude. Bless you. I was just they had another actor for that role of Devin, and he fell out with scheduling conflict, and Sam sent me the script, and he's like, yo, pick a scene really quick, put it on tape, and just give it to me really quick. And this is this is at the tail end of filming for Room 9. So like after set, I hopped into an empty room, got a reader, and just threw on a couple scenes from Intrusion and sent it over to Sam, and Sam sent it to Nick, and Nick fell in love with it. He loved it. And I got the part. But yeah, it happened within 2 days. I got the part, and then we started shooting within like another week. So it was kind of crazy how everything transpired. But man, that role, I guess I could talk about it now, right? It's been out for a while. Do I have to like every time I talk about his movie, it's like, well, like I was on the panel with Dustin, who's incredible in the movie, Dustin Prince, who plays Sam, the lead, and Sam, and then an interviewer, and like he was like, yeah, so talk about your part. I'm like, yo, look, dude, I appreciate it, but I can't say anything really. And they all started laughing because like if I tell you about the part, it kind of gives away the whole. I mean, you've seen the movie, Shawn, so
I
but
have, yeah. And it's got a lot of plot twists and stuff. So, and it's one of those things you have to be careful with, because you don't want to give away any of the
yeah.
100 plot twists that are in the movie, which is one of the things I think makes it so great. Is because the storyline, you think you have it figured out several times, but you never do. And that, to me, that's the perfect psychological thriller movie.
Yeah. So I'll say this. So like working with Dustin Prince was incredible. The first time I met him, like we just were like a cohesive unit. We just bonded really quickly. He rented a car in Michigan where we shot, and he picked me up, and we got into the car. I thought he was like a car service guy, like picking me up. I was like, oh, what's up, man? What's going on? Because I didn't see his picture that much, and it was his first movie, so I really didn't know who he was. And he picked me up, and we just started talking like we were we've known each other for like 10 years. And we went to the grocery store together. we picked up like, I heard him talk to his wife on the phone. He has a beautiful family. So we were just talking about family and relationships and stuff like that. So we kind of bonded really quickly, and which was an easy transition into working together, because that bar scene we had was about 14 pages long. So you had to have some type of chemistry with your partner, or else it was going to be a stalemate, So, but yeah, I bonded with Dustin really easily, and I mean, everything, all the words was on the page. Everything that you saw in that movie was completely on the page. It was beautifully written. The characters were so layered and flushed out. I just added some weirdness to it, like I usually do, and some torture, which I usually do. So, but yeah, I loved that character so much, and it was really emotional leaving that part. Excuse me, because I like had a breakdown. No one really knows this, but flying back home to the East Coast from Michigan, I was on the airplane, and like I had my earphones in, and I was looking out the window, and like I got so close and felt so bad. I won't, no spoilers, but I felt so bad for the character that I just broke down in the plane, like in my seat, and the stewardess walks by, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And I pretended I was watching a movie or something, but like just leaving that guy, like I just felt so bad for him, and I felt bad for his upbringing, and like what he had to go through, and what he had to do to he just wanted to be loved, and just he was never loved his whole life, and then he found the guy that was supposed to love him, and all that other stuff. But yeah, he was just a tortured soul, and I just felt terrible for him. But yeah, and I shot that in 2 days, dude. It was crazy. Like it felt like I was there for like a month.
Yeah, well, that production was actually, I mean, it was super well done. And the entire
Super low
cast was
budget
great.
too, Shawn. Super low budget too. It
Yeah.
looked like it was a couple $1 million. Beautifully shot by the DP there. It was great.
Looks incredible.
Yeah, and everybody in that cast was amazing. You had Billy Boyd, Erica Hovland. I mean, amazing people. And again, Scout, who actually worked with you on what I think is your best movie you've ever done, and it's one of the first movies I saw of yours. And you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Everyone loves that movie. Yeah.
Okay, then
Right,
I'll let you go ahead and talk about that one.
well, I mean, that movie is like I mean, I don't know, man. Like that'll always have a place in my heart because of what that movie is, who is in it. I mean, everything, the character. My best friend played the lead. It was his first movie. He completely just killed that film. Adam Carbone, who played the brilliant Adam Carbone, who played Randy in Randy's Canvas. Yeah, man, I was his older brother, and it was like incredible experience. My uncle was one of the producers. There was just so many moving parts there that just mean so much to me that brought together this film. Shawn Michael Bear directed the picture and he co-wrote it. He's an amazing director. Yeah, man, we shot that in Rhode Island in 17 days, and in the summer of, I want to say 2017 July, I think. Yeah, man, it was just a beautiful part and beautiful story. I couldn't ask for a better cast of people to work with, and everything came together beautifully. And you guys saw it. I mean, it had everything in there. It had drama, it had comedy, it was a tearjerker. It was a beautiful picture.
Yeah, and actually, too, this I'm going to have to actually defer to Joseph for a second because Joseph actually is on the autism spectrum, and so he
Okay.
really loved this movie. So he's got just a couple of questions he's wanting to ask you about this film.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I wondered the most was before working on Randy's Canvas, how much experience did you have with autism? Like, did you have anybody close to you, maybe someone in your family or a friend?
No, man, nothing. It was crazy. I did research before the project, but what was amazing is Autism Speaks helped sponsor the film, and they worked with us. So they would have autistic people come on board of the project, be on set, and be like PAs and production assistants and help. They were incredible. I mean, I loved meeting everybody, and I was riveted by how hard they worked and how loving and caring they were. And I learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot from that project, and it was just great, man. I still talk to Zachary. I forget his last name, but he's with me on Facebook. But he's a beautiful cartoonist, and he draws, and he sends me a lot of his work, and it's so good, man. I mean, he could publish that stuff, and it's like professionally done. But yeah, I'm still in touch with a lot of people that worked on the project too. So yeah, but to answer your question, I didn't know anything about autism really that much. I didn't dive too much into it.
Well, as a person on the spectrum and having had people dealing with people can be quite difficult when when your brain doesn't quite work the same as others. So what did you do to prepare for the role, being that you had no familiarity with the neurodivergence?
Well, what's great too is my mom's a school teacher, so she's a TA, a teacher's assistant, so she deals with a lot of kids that have disability. So I kind of deferred to her, and she kind of prepped me on how she deals with her students, and what to do, what not to do, and how to prepare myself for that. So when I got to set, I was kind of, not only that, like, just Adam was playing an autistic individual. He was my younger brother, so I had to be used to someone that had tics like him, or just to communicate with someone on his level. So I had to be so natural with it and know that it was like second nature. So Adam and I prepped a ton. I got there a week before we started shooting, and we just prepped and prepped and prepped and prepped, along with the help of family and friends too, before I got there. So that really ultimately helped me get into the part and to like integrate myself into that world.
There was a lot of very interesting art talk in the movie.
Yeah.
And as I'm also a bit of an artist myself, but I dabble, but nothing serious.
Right.
One of the other things that I was curious about is I heard you guys filmed at a live dog adoption agency, or real. You
Yeah.
did some filming there.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
experience? How was that experience?
Oh my God, it was so loud. It was great though. Dogs barking everywhere. Yeah, that was a great thing. So we had to scream at each other, which worked great because I kind of lost my cool that scene, and that was one of the scenes where my temper kind of flared, and it worked well because there was dogs barking left and right and center. But yeah, that was outside. It was a beautiful day. I had on a striped tank top, and it was fun. It was a fun scene to shoot, and but yeah, so yeah, it was fun. That was a good scene. Yeah.
One more very small question before I give you back to Shawn. You said you attended New York University.
Well, I went. Yeah, I went there for acting, for acting workshops, student film, stuff like that. I was pretty much a student there.
Is it my mistake? I'm sorry, I don't quite remember. Is the actor studio at that particular school? And did you ever get a chance to possibly attend one of the actors' studios?
No. I've always wanted to go. The Tisch School of the Arts is the NYU school. That's like that's the school that's
My apologies.
the acting part.
My mistake.
Yeah, but yeah, the actor studio. That's the famous school in New York, man. I've always wanted to at least audit a class or just go there and check it out. But yeah. I mean, I've seen the actor studio with all these celebrities and A-listers on there, but it'd be nice to go and check it out. But yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Michael, very much for your candor and for your answers.
Oh no, thanks for the questions, man. I appreciate it.
So some of the other projects that you'd worked on, Mike, tell us a little bit about your appearances on Blue Bloods.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Blue Bloods was a good one. I play an upstanding gentleman again. No, I rob a family with my partner, and I wind up getting shot at the beginning of the episode by the son of the family who I rob. But yeah, we shot that in Brooklyn, the coldest day of my life. I had to lay on the Brooklyn sidewalk while people stepped over me, covered in fake blood. So it was sticky and cold. It was like being wet, but it was incredible, man. It was so much fun. Great cast and crew there. I worked with Donnie Wahlberg, and Jennifer Esposito was on the show at the time. And yeah, it was a great cast and crew for that one. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
almost got away with it too.
Oh, how funny. Well, you also appeared on Shameless. And I think that's the role in which, in an earlier panel, Dean Ellsworth said that he had recognized you from, and, that's why he's really excited about working with you later on in an upcoming project and stuff. So tell us a little bit about Shameless.
Oh man, that was a fun one, because going into the auditioning process was probably the funnest, because auditions are, they're nerve-wracking, they're stressful and stuff. So I go to the auditioning site in LA at Warner Brothers, and I walk in there and I'm like, I'm gonna be the only redhead here. There's no one looks like me. I think I'm very unique looking, so I'm gonna walk in there and maybe be one or two redheads, and that's about it. So I walk in there, I open the door, and there's like 15 or 20 redheads that look just like me, like same skin tone, same hair color, same hairstyle. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, so I go in there, and what was great about that audition is that it was mostly improvised, which is fantastic, and I love improvising. So that's one of my strong suits and one of my favorite things to do. So the casting agent, John Levy, says, put your sides down. So I put my sides down. He goes, just go ahead, just give me the scene. And I had the executives sitting there on the couch, and they had the tripod. I don't even think they were filming the tripod. I think it was more like just there to for show. So yeah, dude, like I just went into the scene. I did the whole scene, and they gave me little notes. I did it again, and it was so much fun. I had the chance just to play and just be the character, and they were laughing, and we were joking and talking, and it was just one of the most relaxed auditions I've ever had. And yeah, it worked out. It worked out pretty well. And then they scared the crap out of me because for the wardrobe part, I don't know if you saw it, but for the wardrobe part, they had me try on different underwear for the character. So it was between like a neon green tighty whities and then the ones that actually made it into the show. So I had to audition these two, underwears. So I was like, please pick the boy shorts. Please pick the boy shorts. They picked the boy shorts, and they used those. But yeah, the neon green ones would have been really interesting to wear on TV. But they went the other ones. But dude, it was just, they're so talented on that show, and you just have to be willing to dive in like head first, because if you're like uptight or you're skeptical about something, it's just not going to work, because they're just, you've seen the show, it's very risque. And if you're not like willing to just dive in head first, you're gonna drown. So you just gotta do your thing and go in there and not really have any worries or any repercussions or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there is one thing I have to ask you about. Like I said, you and I are, but we're best friends. But there's always things you don't know about somebody. And something I didn't know until today was that you actually appeared on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. I never knew that until today. How did that miss me?
I don't know. I don't even know why I didn't even tell you that. It was weird. Yeah. That was such a long time ago. I don't even know what year that was, to be honest with you. I think it was like an audition from one of my old New York agents, and I think Lucy King, who, God rest her soul, I think she passed away. She was a great lady, but she got me the audition. It was like a skit on the show, and it made the show. And this is many years ago, but he was really nice, man. He was high-fiving everyone behind set before he went on, and he walked in with he had a shopping bag, one of those like paper ones with the handle, and like he had a pink backpack. I was like, wow, this is interesting. So he just walked by and just said hi to everybody, and yeah, it was a really fun skit to do. It was comedy, so it was fun.
Well, speaking of which, that's one thing in your whole repertoire that you do a lot of dramatic roles and things like that. You are so hilarious in your like every day you're cracking me up with something. You have such a good sense of humor. When are you going to do more comedy roles?
Dude, you and me, man. I know, like that's what I want to do. I want to do some more comedy stuff. I feel like I've died in 90% of the stuff I've done, or tried to die, or someone's killed me.
Sorry.
Or if I tried to kill somebody else, or I'm on drugs, or I'm chasing someone down with an axe, or so. But no, it would be nice to play like a nice comedy role, like to make people laugh and feel good, But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to do this upcoming year is to play some lighter roles, some roles that kind of put smiles on people's faces, not tears.
Doesn't involve so much blood.
Yeah, a little less blood, a little less blood would be good.
Well, again, don't complain about the deaths, because when you and Dean and I, talked, Dean always says, like, all the best actors always die. in their show.
Like
So if
95%,
that's the
yeah.
case, if that's the case, you're probably one of the best out there because you die in almost everything, almost literally everything that you do, you die somehow.
Yeah, it's like every other project, I think I die. Station 19, I didn't die. I just get arrested. But I think that kind of counts, though, right? It's kind of it's like TV death almost, you know? So
Yeah, well, you got a really good compliment. You know, I had plugged the show for you on my personal Facebook page, and one of the best comments that someone left on there after they watched the show said, "I wanted to punch him in the face." So yeah,
perfect.
he did a great
Yes.
job.
Yes, that's what you want to hear. I want to
So
stomp him. I want to kick him. I want to, yeah, something physically harmful to someone, their character is what you want to hear. Yeah.
yeah,
Not like, oh, he was great. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear like, I want to kick him or something. Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah. So and also too, you were actually in Abducted.
Yeah. Yeah. Prince Bagdasarian. Oh man, he's awesome. What a great visionary. He's a music video director. So he has this amazing vision of things happening before they happen, and he catches it on camera. He's just one of the best action directors I've ever worked with. Yeah, that was a twisted part too. But yeah, we shot that in LA, in Los Angeles a couple years ago, and I really had a great time doing that. I play a pedophile slash tweaker who tries to kill the main character, and then you know, I meet my demise, of course, in a car wreck. But it was a great action movie, man. It was awesome. Scout's in that too. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, you know, Scout, she does a really good job at playing the authoritative figure.
Yeah, yeah. But she's the sweetest person. If you ever meet her in real life, I mean, like, she's bubbly and happy and just like one of the sweetest people you ever meet. So that's because she's great. She can make that switch to something that, you know, she's not a detective, she's not a cop, she's not this authoritative. I mean, she's assertive, and, you know, don't get me wrong, but she's not like, you know, an authoritative, you know, do this, do that person. She's very, very laid back, easygoing.
Yeah, well, going back actually to an intrusion, um, I remember it was during one of your premieres. You talked a little bit about getting to work with the cops, and because I think there in Detroit, you guys used the actual police department to
Yeah,
film some of the scenes.
yeah.
So tell everybody what your favorite thing was about getting to work with the police department in Detroit.
I'm laughing because so okay, well, can we curse on here?
Sure.
Well, I'm not gonna be like, so my character is a little wacky, right? So there was about 12 cops had their guns pointed at me in the scene, and they were the sweetest guys in the world. I mean, they were incredible. Jerry Nash is actually an actor in the film, and he's a policeman too, and he's fantastic. He helped train a lot of the actors too, including Scout, with, you know, mannerisms of a police officer, how they speak, how they hold a gun, and stuff like that. But yeah, so I yelled some really mean things to the cops during one of the scenes, and I just kind of went crazy, and it was just fun to do that and not get arrested. So it was like my opportunity to just to go for it and say some really mean things to cops about them and their wives and their, I don't know. I said some crazy stuff to them, but I don't remember. But one of the policemen came up to me afterwards, and he was this huge, he was like 6'5", 250, like solid muscle, like this ox. He comes up to me and he goes, "Dude, I really wanted to shoot you." And I was like, "Great, I did it. It's awesome, cool." So, but they were great though. They were just hard workers. They were all about you know, making the scene work, and you know, being in the moment and collaborating with Nick, the director, and Sam and myself, and Dustin and Erica. And Erica, by the way, is just, her and Dustin like were the quarterbacks for that movie, and I can't give them enough praise and credit. They were just incredible. So I wanted to say that too as well.
Yeah, well, I know that you got a pretty good laugh at the premiere when you told that story on the panel. So that's why I wanted to make sure that you got to talk about that here.
Yeah, man, they were great though, dude. They were like one of the most laid back policemen I've ever, you know, I've ever talked to, and they were just all about just making it look real. And you know, it was, I was in the moment, so I wasn't really terrified of them holding their shotguns and pistols at me. Like, so I don't know. I guess that's just because I'm crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Um, and also too, Joe, you got anything you want to ask or?
Actually, I'm a video game streamer, and a couple of my fans are fans of yours as well, and they have two recurring questions for you.
Sure.
One is sports. Have you played sports, and or what is your favorite sport? That's one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I played football, baseball, and basketball growing up. Football is my favorite, and I'm a New York Giants fan. Unfortunately, they're not so great, but yeah, football is definitely a sport I excelled at, and I do miss playing football. Yeah, but yeah.
And the other question that I'm getting from them is, do you do any gaming and or music?
I wish I had that musical ability, man. I don't know. I got a guitar, but it's sitting in the corner of the room collecting dust, unfortunately. But yeah, right there. Yeah. But I would love to learn to play the guitar or the piano would be cool. But I need to like buckle down and kind of study that. But gaming, no, I'm not really into gaming that much.
Okay.
I wish I was, yeah. But I'm not really into that gaming
Thank you
that
very
much.
much for
Yeah,
that
of course,
answer.
of course.
Appreciate it.
So, Michael, is there anything else that you want to talk about as far as projects that are coming up? I know you've got some things lined up. I know you're working with, actually, you and I are going to be working together on a couple of projects coming up soon.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yeah, currently right now I'm working on a TV series called On 10 in Atlanta with Man Robinson, and Vivica A. Fox is on board, Clifton Powell. So that's a 6-episode miniseries we're doing. Incredible cast and crew. I love Man. I did a film with Man Robinson earlier this year in February in Atlanta called Sebastian, which is coming out in sometime in 2022. So yeah, I'm currently shooting that project, and we should be shooting again sometime early next year, going back again after the holidays over. So yeah,
yeah.
that's what's currently going on right now. And I wrote a TV pilot called Therapy Session along with my cousin Nick, which you read, that you're
Mhm.
attached to, and I can't wait to get that going. And yeah, that's the other project that's in development right now, and I'm excited about that too, as you know.
Oh, me too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the script was excellent. So, and I appreciate you actually reaching out to me to be a part of it.
Of course, of
So
course.
yeah. So Joe, before we actually close out the interview, is there anything else that you want to ask, or do you have any more questions from anybody there?
I don't have any other questions other than uh, my personal question to you, sir, would be is what kind of music is your favorite? What do you listen to
It's a great
on
question.
your off time?
Man, I like everything. I like 21 Pilots. I like some electronic music. I like I like classical stuff. I like Janis Joplin. I like Lane 8 electronic music. I'm bouncing around here, all different genres. Let me think. I like 80s music.
Nice, me too.
Yeah, I like
I,
Tears for Fears. I like them.
I just
Yeah.
posted a whole bunch of their
Are you
videos
serious?
last
Oh,
night.
dude.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, man. High school, they were my jam. That's where I found them in high school. They were incredible. I
Oh.
still listen to them now.
May I ask how old are you? You look
I'm
so young.
Yeah, I'm 38. Yeah, I'm 38.
I thought you were like 28, brother.
Oh,
Really?
thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah.
You look so young. I mean, you
Oh,
look
thanks.
incredible. You really do.
Thanks, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, I like Eminem. You know, I like some rap. I like Kid Cudi. Yeah, I like all those guys. Those guys are great. You know, it's good to listen to at the gym when I'm at the gym working out too. It gets me amped up. So see, when I work, I listen to music mostly. So that helps me get into the character. So musicality is a big part of my process. So I play a lot of dark stuff. So I listen to like a lot of darker music, a lot of emotional stuff. That's where the EDM kind of plays into the electronic stuff, because it's very emotional and very soft and soothing, and kind of gets me to a place to where I need to be. So yeah. I also like Enya too. Enya's cool. A lot of moms listen to that, but I like Enya. So
I would have never guessed.
yeah, Enya's cool. It's very calming, helps me relax and fall asleep, I guess, so.
Well, Michael Emery, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and step out. Shawn, my friend, it's been a pleasure. Michael, I hope to speak with you again.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, for your time, man. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. You all have a great day.
All right, take care.
So yeah, Michael, like I said, I appreciate you taking out time out of your busy day. I know you've got some work to do with your team and stuff today, so we'll go ahead and end it here. But man, thank you so much for doing this. And, it's always a blast talking to you, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you several times before the night's out.
So yeah, we'll talk. What are you talking about? We'll talk in like 10 minutes.
Probably, most likely. Yeah, we'll probably be talking while I'm on the next panel. So
yeah.
But yeah, well, buddy, I appreciate you coming on and doing this with us. And for anybody that's interested in Michael, be sure to check out his IMDb page to find out some more other projects that he has done and will be doing. And hopefully you guys can catch up with us again on the next panel. So everybody take care and have a good night. Michael, thanks again, buddy.
All right, thanks, man. Love you, buddy. Take